Next topic we have pure functions and impure functions. First we will discuss your pure functions. Before that, let's discuss whenever we are working with the computer, what mostly we used to do. We input the data, right? Then we process the data, and according to the processing, we get the output. Correct? In pure method, whichever type of input you will give to the computer, the processing will be done according to it, and the same type of output you will get. Let's go through the points and then you are easily able to understand. In a pure method or in a pure function is one that takes object or primitives as argument, does not modify the object. In a pure method, the state of object is never changed, or there is no change in the state of object. For example, power. Now, if the value power of 2 is 2, then the answer will be 4. That output will not change. Similarly, if the square root is another example. The square root of 6 or the square root of 9 is always remain 3. That value is also not changed. In the pure function, you will get the same output no matter how many times you are going to call that particular function, without any side effect. Second point which we consider, that without any side effect, because the value is always remain same. Whatever in string return, the same. If you are underlining, if you are deleting the string, if you are updating the string remains same only, and the same type of output you will get, like the example of a power, example of a square root. Third point, the only result of invoking a pure method is a return value. Your pure method is only called whenever you are using the return value, or whenever you have the return value, you will see that automatically it's your pure method. Third point, value does not change if it calls any number of times, because these functions does not affect on the state of the object. So no matter how many times you're calling to the calling pure method, the output always remain same. It is also called assessor method. Let's understand this pure method with the help of example. Here I had written the program for factorial value. So here int fact is our one of the method, and the value is a. Return type I had used here, so this is your pure function or pure method. For loop I had used, and formula is being used over here. When I'm going to call this method, now see here, scanner class I had used, and then this is our object. When we are calling x fact a, the value of whatever the value of a will be, the factorial value is always remain same. For example, if the value of a is 5, the output of the given program is always remain 120. Reason is because the factorial value of 5 is always 120. Similarly, in pure functions, the output always depends on what type of input you had given and what type of function or the formula you want to perform in it, no matter how many times you are calling the same function in the program. Next we have impure function. Child, in pure function, whatever the input value always decide that what type of output you will get. But an impure function may be what the input value which you are giving, the same output you will not get in the impure function. Let's understand with the help of the points. The return value of the impure function does not depend on its argument, on its given variable. If you call the impure function with a set of arguments, you might get the different return value. For example, random. Now, if you will use a random function, the output will always lie between 1 to 2. If you will use date function, date.now function, if today date is 18, then tomorrow date will be 19, day after tomorrow the date will be 20. So as when time you are going to run the program, it's not possible that you will get the same type of output. The output is mostly modified, or the output is mostly changed. It is also called modifier function because it's not depend on the argument or the variable which you had given. It is called the modifier function or the mutator function method are those that can cause the state of an object. In the pure function, the state of object is not get affected, but in impure function, the state of object is affected. This may have side effect. Of course, this may have side effect because the type of input value you are entering, you are not getting the same type of output. It may or may not return a value. It is possible that while using the impure function, you can use return value, or you may not use return value. We will see this idea you will get clear when you will see the example related to the return value and related to the non-return value. Let's see the first example with return data type. Now here the class is impure public static in main. This is an empty parameter. Int x, the value of x is minus 10. Now the condition is if the value of x is less than 0, then the output should be minus 10. Else return plus x. So now when we will, our value of x is minus 10. But when we will run this program, we will get the output that is minus 9. Because in the return we had mentioned minus 10. So the input value which we had given, we are not getting the same output. We always get the modified output. Now let's see the another example with the help of without return data type. In the given program, the value of a is 5 and the value of b is 2. I had used here your differentiate method, static void differentiate. Now impure object, ob is our object, and I had created the new object with the help of the syntax. D is my new object. Now int d is equal to a minus b. The value of d should be a minus b. And in system.out.println, the output, whatever the output is stored in d, that should be the output. That should be your output. But when I'm calling the main method, there I said v variable I had used here when I'm calling the main method, v dot a equal to 100, which means that v dot a value is 100. Now the value of a is changed. Earlier the value of a was 5. Now the value of a is changed, that is 100. And v dot b, value of b is also changed, is 20. So now when we will run this program, the output which you will get, that is 80. See, the input value which you are giving, you are not getting the output according to your given value. You are always getting the modified output. Let's discuss your method overloading. When more than one method with the same name exists in the same program with a different signature is called method overloading. Or in the simple terms, in a class when we use more than one method, that is called method overloading. Let's see the example. If the class name is ABC and I'm using this class for calculating 3 methods, then that will be called your method overloading. Let's see that in the first method I had written float area, float radius. This method I had used to calculate area of circle. Here this method I had used to calculate area of rectangle. And here while using a formula, this method I had used to calculate area of triangle. In that case, in a single class, I'm using the three different methods for calculating area of circle, area of rectangle, and area of triangle. Now, we will review what we gained from the given chapter. We learned about defining method, method prototype, method signature, need of methods, type of variables, methods with parameters, call by value, call by reference, pure methods, impure methods, method overloading. These all terms we had discussed in this chapter. In the next upcoming class, we will revise the whole chapter. In the meantime, please go through the chapter thoroughly and try to answer the questions contained in the back exercises. Thank you.